Hi everyone, this is Emily Graziano, and as promised, this is my follow-up video to attending Al Jardine's concert at the Arcada Theater in St. Charles, Illinois on August 24th, 2025. My parents went with me. I'm the one who actually asked them to go with me, not the other way around. And you would think with my parents being the age that they are, they're in their early 60s, that they would be the one like dragging me along. But no, I'm like, we have to go to this. We literally have to go. And Al's concert was announced before Brian Wilson passed away, and I'm like, oh, I want to go to that. Definitely, I want to go to that. Oh, it's cool. He's bringing out Brian's band. Okay. But then when Brian passed away, I'm like, something just kicked into gear. I'm like, oh my God, we have to go. Like, literally, we have to do this. And thankfully, the concert was very close to my birthday, and it turned out to be like one of the best birthday presents that I could have ever had, because when Al stepped out on stage, there was this euphoric moment within the audience. And we just all got up and gave him a standing ovation, because we knew this is a rare occasion. We're very lucky. We know he's going to be playing deep cuts. We know he's going to be playing songs for us that he's been wanting to play for years, but maybe never got the opportunity to do so. This is a rare occasion. This is just something that we as an audience, we're not going to take it for granted. And I swear, everybody was engaged in what Al and his band were playing. Everybody. And I uploaded it on my channel because I know I can't get copyright striked from it. If I upload anything else, I'm gonna get a mark or whatever. But I uploaded the band introductions, and Al has a fantastic band. Mainly, everybody like played with Brian or the Beach Boys or both groups. Like Darian Sahanaja, he played with both the Beach Boys during the 2012 reunion, and he played with Brian for decades. Now he plays with Al. Gary Griffin played with the Beach Boys in 1977, played on 3 of their albums, and he solo toured with Brian for decades, and now he plays with Al. So it's like people who know this music inside and out. And Al did a fantastic job picking everyone. Matt Jardine, who played with the Beach Boys in the late 80s, early 90s. And then he solo toured with Brian, and now he tours with his dad. And it's like, these people know the music. So the band was absolutely on fire. They're amazing. I have some pictures that I can share with you. So this is a picture that my mom took at the Arcada Theater. And you really had to time it, because that marquee would change. So every time we had to wait, it's like, oh, okay, go. The Al Jardine lettering is back, go. And it's like, okay, we gotta time this. So, but I thank her for taking this. And you can't really see it, but I am wearing a Beach Boys shirt in this picture. I am. So, here's a great picture that I got of Al Jardine. It's just, you don't know how many chances there are to do this. And I just want to say this, I'm very concerned for Mike Love. I'm very concerned for him, and I wish him well. I hope he's okay, and that he takes care of himself, and that these canceled dates, he's using the canceled shows to just take care of himself and work through whatever he has to work through. I wish him well, and I'm very concerned for Mike Love, everybody. This is Gary Griffin. I have more of a story after, towards the end of this video. After I share these pictures, I'll share this. Ooh, here's a good group shot of the band. I could do these digitally, but I feel like it's more fun if I show the picture, like the physical picture. So, it's the whole band. Oh, here's a good picture of Al and Matt together. I like that father-son exchange that they're having on stage. We printed these at CVS. It's like I think it's like 40 cents for pictures. So they all came out really well. Here's another nice group shot. Darian right there in the stripe. Like, it almost kind of looks like Superman colors that Darian is wearing. Matt over here, Gary, and I think that's, I forget who's in the back. Sorry. Again, here's a nice shot of the band. This is during their final vow, like when they introduced the group. Nice shot there. Oh, and then Al played a lot of great songs. He played a great cross section, and this is how you do it, people. He played songs that the fans that are staples, that it's like, okay, if I'm going to any Beach Boy related show, I need to hear this. California Girls, In My Room, I Get Around, Fun, Fun, Fun. Of course, he played Help Me Rhonda because that's his signature song. Good Vibrations, God Only Knows, Sloop John B, Wouldn't It Be Nice? Those are the Beach Boys staples. You ask anybody about the Beach Boys, they're going to name that song. Of course, Surfin' USA. And then he played, second tier songs that, maybe might not come to mind, but if you played it for someone, they're going to recognize it, like Dance, Dance, Dance. And I Can Hear Music. Do It Again. Songs that are still Beach Boy staples, but they're not like their signature hits. He played a handful of those. What else is coming to mind that he played? Maybe not, again, like I said, second tier, but still really awesome songs. And then he played the deep cuts. He played a majority of the Love You album. The only songs that were not played, I believe, were the only songs that were not played from Love You were Love Is a Woman, Let's Put Our Hearts Together, and Mona. Let's Put Our Hearts Together probably was not played because it's like a duet between Brian and Marilyn, and they needed a woman to probably sing those parts. Mona, there's theories that Mona has not been played because it has not aged well and that there's some questionable lyrics in it. Beach Boy fans know that song, and while it would have been cool to hear it, you also have to cater to the general public, so I understand why they didn't play it. Then Love Is a Woman, I don't know why they didn't play that, but whatever. They played every other song from here, including Roller Skating Child, I Bet He's Nice, Airplane, Johnny Carson, Let's Go On This Way, I Want to Pick You Up, Solar System, The Night Was So Young, which to me, if you haven't heard that song, you gotta listen to it. Ding Dang, which is a cult classic. I had to tell my mom, like, this is an internet sensation. Believe me that people are freaking out that this is being played live. Honkin' Down the Highway, which Al does sing lead on, and Good Time. So it was really cool to hear that. But he also played, and I'm going to show this off because it was a birthday present from my very good friend. Believe me when I say I've been trying for 5 weeks to look for this album, and I say thank you so much. You have no idea what this means to me, and I will treasure it forever. Thank you, grazie, dankeschön, xie xie. In xie xie, that's actually thank you in Chinese, and I am Chinese, so that's one Chinese phrase that I know. This means so much to me, and I will be getting this to you as a late birthday present. I meant to send it to you. I had to go back to the store to get it because I had it in my hand and sadly put it back on the shelf, but this was always meant for you. I actually have it on Blu-ray. And I want to tell you, I laminated the inside cover for you, with the chapter listing and the pictures. I laminated this for you, so I will send this to you as soon as I can, but this was always meant for you because it's an awesome movie. But I want to say thank you to my very good friend for getting this for me. They played some cuts from the MIU album, by the way. She's Got Rhythm, Come Go With Me. Come Go With Me has been played many times in concerts in the 70s and even into the 80s. There's a 4th of July White House concert in which Al is playing Come Go With Me, then immediately after he plays Buzz, Buzz, Buzz. Like Carl and Dennis were still alive during that time. So that was really, really fun. They also played Sweet Sunday Kinda Love. So Al was playing all these awesome deep cuts, and that was the highlight for me, because it's like, I'm sitting in the audience, and it's like, yeah, I've heard California Girls, because I've seen Brian Wilson. I got to see him once. I went to see Mike Love's group with John Stamos, of course. I got to see them once, both in 2018. And then I saw Al Jardine solo at the City Winery in 2022. And in 2022, I actually met Matt Jardine and got him to sign my Sunflower album. He signed it on the inside under his dad's picture there. Matt Jardine, because he's on the cover. He's the little boy standing next to Al. I met Matt, and I got to speak to him and for a little bit. Weirdly, I stupidly didn't get a picture with him, but I got him to sign that, and that really means a lot to me. But yeah, here I am sitting, and it's like, yeah, I've heard Good Vibrations before, and Surfing USA, and Help Me Rhonda, and God Only Knows, and Wouldn't It Be Nice, and I love those songs, but it's like, holy crap, I'm sitting here, and he's playing The Night Was So Young. I'm sitting here, and he's playing Roller Skating Child, and, She's Got Rhythm. Like, that to me was the highlight and something that made this concert unforgettable. So if you get a chance to go see Al Jardine, please do it. You won't regret it. You'll come out smiling like, oh my God, that was so incredible. Like, not many artists right now are playing their deep cuts. Like, if I had any advice for the Kiss End of the Road tour that went on, this is the way to do it. You have to play the staples, yes. Then you play a handful of your, like, second tier songs. And I don't mean in quality, but I mean in popularity. It's like, oh, what's a second tier Kiss song? Maybe something like, well, I like Christine 16, but, I Stole Your Love. That's maybe now like a second tier song. Not the first song that will pop up in people's minds, but it's a song that once you play it for people, they know. And then Kiss should have been playing some deep cuts. Like, they just should have. But this is how I would recommend any band to structure their concert. Cater to the general public, but also the hardcore fans sitting in the audience. I feel so lucky that I got to go see Al, and I do not take that for granted one bit, because I know these chances are limited. These chances are becoming less and less. And, you know, to just sit there for like 2 hours with a living legend who's in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, someone who is in the soundtrack of the American, like, he's in the American Songbook soundtrack. It's just pretty incredible. And towards the end of the show, and here's where I'm going to get totally nerdy and cater to people who probably don't really care, but I care, so I'm going to talk about it. Like I was saying, a lot of these people have played with Brian and Al in different iterations of the Beach Boys for decades. One of those members is Gary Griffin. Gary Griffin, like I said, joined the touring group as a backing musician in 1977, playing keyboard, organ, piano, that type of thing. And then he played on MIU. He played on That's Why God Made the Radio. And he played on Summer in Paradise. And for you nerds out there like me, he was also in about 35 episodes of a little TV show called Full House as Uncle Jesse's Ripper. In the band Jesse and the Rippers, he was the most prominent Ripper, appearing in all 8 seasons. Because the Rippers, it's like, some of them like rotated in and out. Gary was always there. And at the end of the show, I ran up to the stage trying to catch Al, as we all did. But it turns out we all failed, because Al was kind of worn out by the end of the show. This was his 3rd show in 3 days. And I understand it. You know, it's a roll of the dice either way. I was fully prepared to fail in my endeavor, and I actually did fail. But I don't hold any ill will. I'm not mad. I wasn't upset. I knew realistically this could happen. He did stay out at the Des Plaines Theater the night before our concert, but again, it's just a roll of the dice. My dad's like, oh, maybe we should have gone to Des Plaines instead of the Arcana. I'm like, no, Father, no, Daddy dear. It's just a roll of the dice. If that would have happened, maybe he would have stayed out at the Arcana and not the Des Plaines Theater. Like, you know, it's just a random chance. Because somebody asked Matt Jardine, can your dad sign this? And he said, you know, he's really tired. And once Matt said that, I respected that, and I actually left the stage. But anyway, after I knew I wasn't going to speak to Al or anything like that, someone who was still on stage was Gary, and I chimed out. I just kind of hollered out. I shouted out, Gary, thank you for Full House. Thank you for being Uncle Jesse's Ripper. And that actually caught his attention, and he came straight over to me. And I said, thank you for being on Full House. It means so much to me. And it means so much to me to be able to tell you this in person. And I'm like, my mom is standing right next to me, and she's like having the moment right along with me, in the sense that, like, Emily, I think you just caught him by surprise. I think you just kind of made him, like, caught him off guard in a happy, fulfilling way. And then Gary, he kind of like kneels down on the stage, and he said, Full House was a really fun time. It was a really fun show. And he signed my Love You album. He did not play on Love You. Here you go. You can see that. He did not play on Love You, but he did join the band the year this album came out, 1977. So there's kind of a loose connection. He was also generous, and I did not realize he did this until I got back to the car and I looked at it. He also signed my Holland album. And again, he didn't play on this album. He's got like no connection to it, but he still was very generous enough to sign it. And I really, really appreciate that, truly. Because my mom, she handed it up to him, and he agreed to sign it. It was very, very generous. And I really appreciate it. And I know I'm a purist in terms of like, oh, he didn't play on that album. But you know, I wasn't going to deny. And he could have said, no, I won't do it. But he did. And truly, that means a lot to me. Anyway, and then after I like pour my heart out about Full House and thanking him for being a Ripper, I asked for a photo. And he's like, with me? Sure. And he kind of like caught off guard again, like very surprised, like I wanted a picture with him. And yes, I did, genuinely, because Gary may not be like a superstar, but to me, he's important, not only from the Beach Boys, but Full House. And he was even on General Hospital with John Stamos in the band Blackie and the Riff Raff, for you GH fans. I told my mom that, and she's like, what? Like, she didn't realize that the other guy who was not Jack Wagner or John Stamos was actually Gary Griffin playing like guitar or something like that. So here's the photo of Gary and me. And he's like, again, he was surprised. He's like, yeah, sure, let me just kneel down. And it was just very important to me to have this photo. I really treasure it. It's something that I still can't believe it happened, and I'm truly grateful for Gary for agreeing to take a picture of me and signing my albums despite the fact he didn't play on them. I attempted to bring the MIU album, but at the time I didn't have it. But yeah, this just means a lot to me, and I'm so stoked that I have this picture. Anyway, and in other Beach Boy news, thank you to my very good friend who, but I got, John Cowsill of the family band The Cowsills, and he, of course, drummed with the Mike Love's group of the Beach Boys for 25 years, was on their 50th anniversary reunion tour. He signed That's Why God Made the Radio, and I'm like so excited, because it's like, oh my God! It was really, really awesome and cool. And it's like, well, now I'm collecting Jesse and the Ripper's autographs, I guess, because he was on 3 episodes of Full House as well in the early years. He was in the episode The 7-Month Itch Part 2. He was also in the Hoja Spin number, and he was in the Splash City number. Gary was also in those episodes and numbers. So that, and then him and his wife Vicky Peterson of the Bangles, they have an album out together, and I got this was just really, really cool, and I'm so grateful to have it, because it's like, oh, this is so awesome. And I listened to it. I really like this song Downtown, and Fool's the Last One to Know. I think I need to listen to it again, but this is just really awesome, because it's like, yeah, I'm totally now collecting Jesse and the Ripper's autographs, and you know who's next. You know who has to be next, right? Jesse himself, John Stamos. I've only been attempting to meet him for like 22 years, but maybe one day it will happen. If I keep on think and hope and wish and pray, it might come true, right? In the words of Wouldn't It Be Nice? But yeah, that going to see Al play was just something really, really special. And again, if you get the chance to go, please do. You won't regret it. And I know this turned out to be like me showing off some of my birthday presents, but it was just connected. It wasn't like totally random, it was connected. So thank you for watching. I hope I did a fun job of explaining it, the concert and everything, because I really had the time of my life going to the concert, and I would go again if offered the opportunity, if the opportunity came around. So I hope you get to go see Al. Thank you for watching. I'm Emily Graziano. Remember, the band introduction from the Arcada Theater show is on my page if you want to watch that. Thank you, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye-bye.